The city just doesn't, there's alleyways where I feel like I'm in old school New York. Like I might not make it out this alleyway, man, because it's so dead and it's so deserted out there. You never know what's gonna happen on 2K. There just aren't enough players. It doesn't feel like a lie. I'm from New York City, the city that never sleeps. And I gotta tell you, when you on 2K, it looks like that whole place is asleep. It looks like ain't nobody awake on 2K, but that's just my experience. You got, again, these things are subjective. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but you can help me create the video for 99 problems. So if you guys, I'm trying to create a video of 2K has 99 problems. So if you guys want to leave your comments in the comments section below, they might be highlighted in the next video. Well, we'll give you a reward, but you're gonna have to pay for it. And it's not like a small payment that, you know, it's not a payment that you don't feel. You go out and you buy a bike, 60,000 to move across the city a lot quicker. And it doesn't even add up because you're moving faster to get nowhere. So you're going nowhere super fast on a bike. Now, it's just so odd, you know, these incentives and these rep rewards that have nothing to help you play better out there. So you grind to get additional rep and increase your rep, and there is nothing that helps you play better. You're able to purchase an arm sleeve, or you're able to purchase a walking animation. There's nothing that helps you play better out there, but the whole point here is that you have to purchase your incentive that you worked hard for in game. And that doesn't add up to me. That's not a game that's rewarding their player base for being on the game, which in turn, they use their player base to leverage deals on the side. So they're using the player base, they're using you guys to leverage these advertisement deals because they showed the advertiser that we have this many players that could view your advertisement. And then in turn, being that you're on the game, they say, well, you're gonna pay me too. Hey, what's up, YouTube? You already know I'm AllCity with AllCityLiveTV.com, and thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about 18 problems that I find really wrong with 2K21 on next gen. There's no particular order here. There's not like a ranked order here and what's worse and what's. These are just 18 problems to help set up a video of 99 problems that we find wrong with 2K. So if you guys want to participate, please leave your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to hit that like button, as likes are directly correlated with the amount of views that we get on a particular video. So one of the first problems that I want to talk about is not being able to join your friends. We are on next gen. One of the first priorities that I believe 2K should have made for NBA 2K21 on next gen is making it very easy to join your friends. 2K touted that they created this game from the ground up. They built it from the ground up. And one of the things that they didn't focus on was joining your friends. Why do I need to waste 20 plus minutes just to get with my friends and play the game? It's a 3v3 game in the park the majority of the time, or a 2v2. In other words, when you play online, you have to play with a friend. So why didn't they prioritize joining your friends? I don't see how that's an issue when we're in next gen gaming, and it really makes the PS5, at least I own the PS5, and really makes it look bad that I invested so much money in this console and I'm playing a game that doesn't even allow me to join in with my community. So that's one of the biggest issues that I have with 2K on NBA 2K21 for next gen. The next issue is the Gatorade training facility has no time limit. So when you're doing your drills, there's no time limit and there's no rep count. So where's the challenge? What is the reasoning behind doing your drills in the Gatorade training facility when there is no actual challenge there to finish off your drills? There's no time limit on it. There's no rep count. So you're just there. You don't know when you're gonna hit the 3 or 4 stars. You just hope that you can hit 3 or 4 stars. Minor issue that shouldn't have even been an issue on 2K21 for next gen, but all too often we're running across these little minor issues that are compiling together to create a much larger issue. for 2K21 on next gen. Pro-Am error codes, number 3 on the list. Why am I still getting error codes trying to join the Pro-Am arena or take my team into the Pro-Am arena to play a Pro-Am game? Why? What does 2K, if there's a mode that's not functionable, if this mode, like they lack functionality for Pro-Am, then they should just eliminate it. All too often, we're giving 2K too many chances. And I think for next gen, as far as for me, because a lot of this is subjective, as far as whether you guys see it as a problem or not. I understand that it's subjective, but it's a problem for me. When I have been playing 2K for so many years, since the inception on Dreamcast, and I made it to legend on NBA 2K20, so you understand that I am a grinder. I really enjoy 2K. I enjoy basketball. I love 2K. I love playing basketball. I just don't like what 2K is doing with their basketball game, if that makes any sense to you guys. So when I experience things like being unable to make a team and go into the Pro-Am arena, knowing that this has been a constant issue year in and year out, they can't seem to get Pro-Am right. And it's an actual game mode in the game that you guys are offering. Come on, get it right, man. I'm trying to play Pro-Am out there. I don't want to get error code. I don't want to see any error codes on next gen, especially when consoles are bricking out there. When you see an error code, you're like, oh no, you're holding your breath, hoping that the game doesn't brick your console out there or mess up your console or your huge investment that you made into purchasing a next gen console. So Pro-Am error codes, I think, is a huge issue. Lagging and the skip. Man, we're still going through lagging. We're in next gen. We're about to go into 2021, and we still have to deal with games lagging. And it's not all games, man. You got games like Call of Duty that you don't experience much lag, and if you did experience lag, that's an instant death. Unfortunately for 2K, we still go through lag, even though they drop patch after patch, and it still doesn't completely address the issue. Latency, another huge issue, where you're out there on the court and your player is just so unresponsive due to latency. You go left, a second later or 2 seconds later, your player decides to go left. So how do you string dribble moves together? How do you time your jump shot when you're experiencing high latency? Explain this to me, and why are we experiencing latency and lag in 2020 on next gen? Why is that the case? Why can't they figure it out? Because they do not invest in their servers. They do not invest back into the company. So it seems like a lot of the money that they're receiving from us, from the community, from the player base, they're just putting into their pockets. At least that's how it feels, because this game does not feel like it's built from the ground up. I gotta tell you that much. Next one on the list is the subway. Why can't 2K figure this out? 2K cannot figure out that the subway just doesn't seem to work. We go into the subway, we come out, that works fine. But when you go to get on a game, you get error coded. Why is that the case? I don't get this, man. You offer up an option. You're innovative in a way for offering up options and creating this option to kind of travel the city much easier, much smoother. But in turn, what happens is when you go to get a game, you get completely kicked out of the whole entire app. You get error coded or blue screened, and your whole app got to get closed down, which is absolutely insane to me. How does a company like this continue to go forward? You think about an app as a software on your console, and your software continues to crash on you. What happens to you as a consumer, as a user? You no longer trust or want to use that software. And that's how I'm beginning to feel about 2K. I'm losing a lot of trust in their ability to create a great consumer experience for me. Well, anyway, the next one on the list is NPC challenges should reset when you bring out a new player. A lot of players out there like to grind their badges in these NPC warehouse challenges. But if you create a new player, like my first player was the 88 badge build. And I grinded out so many badges in the NPC warehouse challenges. They were really good. And I wanted to create a new player and continue on those NPC challenges to help get badges for my new players. But unfortunately, that is not the case. The NPC challenges have still yet to reset, which I thought they were gonna reset like either weekly or monthly, but that's not the case. My challenges are complete and I got a whole new player that I gotta work on out there. So that's unfortunate. The Mamba Court is the next one on the list. So 2K decides to pay homage and tribute to one of the legends of the NBA, Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace. My condolences and prayers are still with the Bryant family. It's unfortunate that they create this legendary court, the Mamba Court, and it's in the middle of nowhere. Somewhat difficult for players to find in the city. Unless you mark it on your map and make like a concerted effort to go to the Mamba Court, you're really not gonna just come across the Mamba Court out there, which is unfortunate because how do you pay homage? Like one instance wanna pay homage. It seems to me that 2K really just wanted to use the Kobe Bryant name to create sales, because the way in which they placed this court, and they don't surround any events around the court to navigate players toward this court. It seems like it's just there. It seems like 2K just used the Bryant family and the Bryant name. It's unfortunate. I don't like to think this way, but being that there's nothing at all encouraging players to go to the Mamba Court, it looks like 2K just used the name, use the Bryant name to create and generate more sales out there. And that's unfortunate. I hope that's not the case, but as of right now, nobody plays on the Mamba Court, and I believe that that's a huge problem because the game is geared around Mamba mentality and nobody's playing on the Mamba Court. It is what it is. The Zion number 9 on the list is the Zion Williamson loading screen. Next gen is supposed to be touting when you get on next gen, your expectation is you're not gonna experience loading. Everything is supposed to be about faster loading times. 2K flips that completely on its head and it gives you a somewhat Paul George-like loading screen in the beginning of the game. So now we gotta wait 2 or 3 minutes, and no telling how much longer that's gonna extend, because if you guys remember correctly on NBA 2K17, the Paul George loading screen started out with 2 or 3 minutes, and then as more patches started coming in, that ended up extending to like 15 to 20 minutes, and this is no cap. You literally would have to put on your game, go take a shower, go grocery shopping, make yourself a sandwich, drink yourself some coffee, get lunch, then get dinner, and then come back and play the game. Well, it looks like that's what we're experiencing now with the Zion Williamson loading screen taking 2 or 3 minutes on a next gen console. And that's unfortunate to even experience anything similar to the Paul George loading screen on a console that's touting super fast loading times. Next one on the list is that the stats do not match the player. So if you guys haven't noticed, and we're talking about like rec and the park, it happens often in rec and the park, where your stats aren't even matched up to you. You're out there shooting a 6,400 field goal percentage. And I'm like, what in the world? You have 8,700 steals per game. Like what? How? How do you mess that up, 2K? How do you mess up a stat line? There's something wrong in the coding that you guys say you built from the ground up. There's obviously something really wrong there when the stats can't even line up to the player. And that's what we do. We're a community. Being that we're competitive, we're a community that's based around our stat line. We work on getting a higher rep. We work on increasing our field goal percentage, because these are like self-created challenges that we work on for ourselves playing 2K. It's a challenge that 2K just managed to mess up by not even making sure our stats are correct out there. So odd, but it is what it is, and we're experiencing that out there. The player cards do not match up in park. Oftentimes when you pull up your friend's player card to look at his record or see what's going on with his player card, you end up seeing your own player card when you click on somebody else's name. It's so odd. I don't understand what's so difficult about this, but 2K is really jacking up the experience on next gen. And the city doesn't hold enough players, man. This is number 12 on the list. The city just doesn't. There's alleyways where I feel like I'm in old school New York. Like I might not make it out this alleyway, man, because it's so dead and it's so deserted out there. You never know what's gonna happen on 2K. There just aren't enough players. It doesn't feel like a lie. I'm from New York City, the city that never sleeps, and I gotta tell you, when you on 2K, it looks like that whole place is asleep. It looks like ain't nobody awake on 2K, but that's just my experience. You got, again, these things are subjective. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but you can help me create the video for 99 problems. So if you guys, I'm trying to create a video of 2K has 99 problems. So if you guys want to leave your comments in the comments section below, they might be highlighted in the next video. So consider that. And the next one on the list, number 13, you have to pay for your incentives. So imagine, I don't know what other game operates this way, but 2K is one of this, like a weird relationship with 2K where they continue to mess up and they all they say back to you is just continue to spend time with me. And you're like, spend time with you, but what are you gonna give me back? Well, we'll give you a reward, but you're gonna have to pay for it. And it's not like a small payment that, you know, it's not a payment that you don't feel. You go out and you buy a bike, 60,000 to move across the city a lot quicker. And it doesn't even add up because you're moving faster to get nowhere. So you're going nowhere super fast on a bike. Now, it's just so odd, you know, these incentives and these rep rewards that have nothing to help you play better out there. So you grind to get additional rep and increase your rep, and there is nothing that helps you play better. You're able to purchase an arm sleeve, or you're able to purchase a walking animation. There's nothing that helps you play better out there, but the whole point here is that you have to purchase your incentive that you worked hard for in game. And that doesn't add up to me. That's not a game that's rewarding their player base for being on the game, which in turn, they use their player base to leverage deals on the side. So they're using the player base, they're using you guys to leverage these advertisement deals because they showed the advertiser that we have this many players that could view your advertisement. And then in turn, being that you're on the game, they say, well, you're gonna pay me too. And that doesn't work, man. It's just all not adding up. And I think things are starting to come to light. And the reason why it came to light for me is because 2K is not keeping me busy or interested enough in their product. So that's where I'm at with 2K. Let's go on to the next one. It says the parkours get glitched while waiting for a game. So we're just chilling, waiting for a game. We're in the shoot around portion of the game, and then we'll just like get randomly kicked out the game, and then 6 other players will start their game. It's so odd where you're sitting there waiting for a game. And I like what 2K did, where when you're on the court shooting around, you can't see who gets on. So that is much better from what we've experienced in the past, where players will start running and they want to check your cards and this and that. So it's much better to know that we can't see them. But when you get glitched out there, you're waiting for a game, and then you get glitched off the court, and then 6 other players start a game on the court that you just got kicked off of for no apparent reason. It's such a weird experience, and it really dampers my whole gaming experience on 2K. But again, subjective, y'all. So the next one on the list is players are invisible. I don't know if you guys have random, I load up into a park or I'm walking around and I will just see some real X-Files type of bike just roaming around. Nobody on the bike, but the bike is just like passing right by me with nobody on the bike. How is this happening on next gen? Why is this a thing? where you start to feel like you're going back in time. It starts to feel like, why is there an invisible player, like, or just this bike randomly going across the screen with nobody on it, or some real weird stuff? But neither here nor there, just things that dampen my whole experience on 2K. It reminds me that they didn't put that much effort into the game, like at least what they touted they put into the game. Puma Mania. I can't forget. I won't let 2K forget. I won't let you guys forget in the 2K community. Do you guys remember that just a couple weeks ago, they were kicking everybody out of the servers during one of the biggest events, the Puma Mania event, where every 2K player really enjoys playing Puma Mania because you have an opportunity to rep up so fast. So everybody's loading up because the Puma Mania event is starting and nobody is able to play because you keep getting error coded. You have players out there like deleting their app and reinstalling their app. Why? Because there is no word from 2K to say, listen, we're going through some technical difficulties, just give us a couple minutes. And that's one of my biggest issues, is the communication between 2K and its community. I believe that 2K thinks they communicate very well with their community, and I beg to differ, because I think for events like this, especially when you're touting the event, especially when you're using the player base to leverage advertisement deals for events like this, because now everybody hears Puma, and they may just go out and buy a Puma shirt or a pair of Puma sneakers because the household is hearing Puma. But unfortunately for Puma, consumers and players relate failure with your brand because 2K doesn't make the game function properly. That may lead to less sales for your brand, Puma. So keep that in mind, that 2K is failing you advertisers as brands out there. They're failing to properly present your brand. So keep that in mind, advertisers. You gotta watch out who you let represent your brands out there, because 2K is not doing a good job about it, and they're not exactly communicating well enough with the 2K community. And the last issue that I have with 2K, and probably one of its biggest problems so far to date, is that 2K just is not fun. And I think that was one of the biggest issues that I've learned playing 2K, especially when you give other games a shot out there. I've been devoted to 2K for too many years, for too long, invested too much time into 2K that I forgot how fun other games can be out there. If you just give them a shot, you may learn to smile again when you're playing a game, and how it's not all about competition, especially when that competition is rendered based on like whatever 2K allows out there. You're not really playing a competitive game, you're playing against 2K, and unfortunately the fun factor is no longer there for me. I go on 2K and I'm not smiling, I'm not happy, I'm not enjoying myself. Although I love playing with you guys within the community, I love just getting together. 2K makes it so difficult for us to even join in each other's parks. So the idea of playing with my community or playing with the 2K community is rendered useless because I cannot even join. I can't have you guys join on me. So the fun factor is slowly but surely dwindling for 2K, but we are giving a ton of other games a shot on next gen. Again, if you guys have any thoughts, comments, or concerns and you would like to share them, I am creating another video of 99 problems on NBA 2K21 for next gen. So leave your thoughts or comments and concerns in the comment section below, and they may get highlighted in the next video. I hope you guys found this video helpful and or informative, and if you did, please consider dropping a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as we're gonna have a ton of NBA 2K21 content coming your way. I'll catch you guys on the next video.